Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. I'm Tanis Coughlin from Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined by my beautiful co-hosts. We have Jennifer Jurkofsky. Okay, which way? This way. Jennifer Jurkofsky.
Never get it right.
It's always mirrored. Hey, Jen.
Hello, hello, hello.
And
Gerald's just
Gerald from TarotStache.
Hello. And I
So
just realized I'm like going, I don't have community on this. I have been in the whole time.
That's okay. It depends what you're putting it out to, because some of them are community, some of them are lifestyle. So like my stuff on Facebook is at Twillow Lifestyle. And I think I think my YouTube may have changed since they did all that updating and all that is. That's the thing. When we've been on live and we've had 100 lives, I need to relook at some of these things. Like,
we need to figure out what is going on.
Well,
I need to refresh things and stuff.
yeah.
I better get on that. So we have a lot of people here today. So we're just going to welcome some people. Hey, we have Gerald on. Look at that.
Ooh.
Hi, Gerald.
Hello. Hello. I'm glad to be here.
And we have Joyful Journey. Hey. How's it going, Jennifer? And she says hello to Jen as well. And hello to Gerald. And we have Kaylee on. Hello, Fogo Pogo.
Kaylee.
Welcome, welcome. She says hello to everybody. And we have Betsy Palmer. Betsy Palmer in the house.
Yes.
Hey, Betsy.
May I do a bit of self-promotion related to Betsy?
Please. Please
I
do.
am hosting a Laugh and Learn tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 Pacific. A Laugh and Learn about silence and being comfortable in silence. So Betsy is going to be there. Hershey, the shadow reader, is going to be there. And Hexa from Tarot and Witchery. So I am really looking forward to having that conversation.
Exciting. So check that out at TarotStache.
There you go. Yep.
And all the stuff is below.
So, yep.
Awesome. So welcome. And we have Hypnocity with us. Hey, how's it going? And we have Jacqueline Richards. Hey, Jack. So yeah, we've got some great people coming in today.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Hypnocity says she's kind of cranky today. Just found out James Earl Jones passed.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. Yeah.
That is sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to do this.
Start flipping them around a little bit. See how it goes.
I'm a bit of a symmetry girl, right? So I like things that are symmetrical.
I understand.
So anyway, and we have Jonathan Daly. Hey, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
You're welcome. How are you feeling, Jonathan? You weren't feeling top notch the other day, so. Yes, we have stuck him in the middle.
Yes.
And we have a Gerald sandwich.
Well, thank you. I hope I do not give anyone indigestion. But,
that's very unlikely, honey.
Well, I am happy to have people need to chew a little bit longer with the things that we talk about.
This is true. This is true. This is why we're here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I think all the people on here know who we are. So we'll hope that other people will. If they want to know more, of course, all our information is below. Mm-hmm. And let's talk a little bit about where we're at energetically today.
Yes, let's please do that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I guess I need to share the screen for that, don't I? Well, I don't have to, but I could, because that's what I often do. Yeah.
So, and I am wondering if everybody who is watching actually has some water that they can partake of, because
Mhm.
now would be a great opportunity to do that.
Definitely.
Looking at you. Yes, you.
Yes, me. I know. I have my water. Did you see this? I actually I found a water bottle with my color, my business color. Isn't that cool?
Oh, very nice.
So in our Schumann today, Jonathan drank some water, so he's good. Lots of water for you, Jonathan, while you're dealing with all of that. So we have a 36, which actually isn't too bad. It's been fairly quiet, actually, when you look here. So that's kind of a good thing, right? We've had a power of 36. Remember, the baseline is 7.8 hertz, so it's still a bit elevated. I don't even remember the last time I saw it at 7.8 hertz, to be honest. So we really are, that is really the vibration rising on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Solar flares. So this is an interesting anomaly. And this, if you're feeling a little off, this might be why, because we had like an A. I don't know that I've seen that before. And so this is a bit of an anomaly today.
A what? A what? An A, as in the letter A?
Yeah. Usually we're up at like, you see the line, it usually goes like this.
Today
Right?
is brought to you by the letter A.
Yeah, I'm like going,
We
what?
have a letter A. We usually have C and M, and today we have a letter A. So that was just early this morning. So I don't know. I was sleeping. I don't know. Did anybody feel anything interesting early morning? Like, I'm wondering if that's like I don't know what it would be. Anyway, it's interesting. If I find out what that means, I will pass that along to everyone.
Yeah.
So there's no big anomalies in our energy right now. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have
So
we
does
don't
that mean we can't blame the solar energy for how we're feeling? It means that we're dealing with something else.
Well, we can probably blame the transits, right, Jen?
Oh,
We can always find
Way to
something
throw
to
it under the
blame, guys.
bus.
We can always find something to blame.
I love it. I love it. Wow, that was
I
quick.
can't help you today. Maybe Jen can.
I love it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share about the transits, but I'm going to prerequisite with the fact that the kids haven't actually gotten home yet. They're normally home at 5. So the dogs haven't had their big kerfuffle. So if that door opens and things go haywire, I'm just going to mute and y'all can keep talking and then I'll pick it back up wherever we left off.
We got your back, Jen. It's all good.
You have your back. What I want you to do is I want you to keep talking, but mute yourself, and we will do the voiceover.
Oh, I like it. Okay, let's do
All right,
this.
you're on, Gerald. Go ahead. Gerald's going to channel.
All right. So where are we? We are just entering into gate 47. So gate 47 is the gate of oppression, but it's also the gate of realization. All right. So the archetype for this energy is the alchemist, right? That ability to really transmute and transform. And so we look at the shadow here of oppression moving into the siddhi of transformation, and it goes through the gift of transmission, right? And so the energy that we're looking at is, I love, I come back to the gene keys. We talk about human design, but then I always switch back over to Richard Rudd because I think that the way that he interprets this is quite powerful. And so the shadow here of oppression, he calls it the mystic mirror or the magic mirror. And the idea here is that we're looking for things to fight against, right? And so, really
so we can blame the transits.
Here we go. Right. Well, the transits, but also the victim here, like the victimhood here, because each one, a shadow piece has like that victim energy. It's the victim of our karma. So can we blame the transits for that? Can we not blame the transits for that?
Yeah,
I mean, we're getting a little
not.
complicated here in the way that it shows up.
You have to blame past us.
Past us.
Well,
right?
Yeah. You can blame other things. It's just not true.
Well,
authentically, you can't blame other things.
At some point,
ask me how I know.
Responsibility. Even for past us.
Yeah. Okay.
The fear here is the fear of futility, right? What is it all about? Why am I doing all of this? What does it matter? Right? So if these narratives are coming up for you, notice that. And then how can you work to begin to change that? Right? This alchemy, this, the pathway of alchemy, it's this idea of having pressure to transform. And if we didn't have these fears, and if we didn't have these kind of feelings of oppression that come in, we wouldn't be forced to do anything different. We wouldn't have that
That's
pressure
true.
to transform. Right? So again, it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So being able to really pay attention to this energy, because when we're talking about, we talk about karma, but there's also this generational piece, and we talk about generational healing, right? And healing like the epigenetics and all of that. And so there's this, beautiful opening that's happening right now. And so if you're feeling that, if you're feeling a bit of the heaviness, if you're feeling that oppression piece, take a step back and take a breath and kind of go, okay, what is it that's coming up for me? What is being asked to be seen, to be validated, to be processed, and then to be released, right? And that really is the work of transformation. And that's the energy that we're in. So I made it through and we still don't have any barking dogs.
This is good. This is good. And Hypnocity said, be kind to yourself. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you had asked
More love, right?
More love.
More love.
More love. Well, yeah. I mean, so last time you had asked me something, Jen, is what tarot card would that be related to? Or is that for something later?
Yeah, we could do that.
It's Temperance.
Mm.
This is the Temperance in the Wiser Tarot, or Temperance in the Robin Wood Tarot.
Nice.
Temperance. There is a misunderstanding, and as I'll be teaching Tarot the Stache Way. Stay tuned, Twillow community, all that good stuff. But the thing about temperance is we're not talking about balance or moderation. We are talking about tempering steel. We're talking about heating something up, pulling it out of the fire, pounding it, plunging it in water, putting it back into the fire, bringing it out, pounding it, plunging it back into water, so it sharpens what is happening.
Yeah.
And so for me, Temperance is it's the witchcraft card of the deck. It's making pieces and parts. Yeah, it's the alchemy. It's the things that don't work together normally, working together. So
Cooperation.
Yes,
Beautiful.
a lot of that.
Absolutely beautiful. It's interesting because, part of this too is the self-ownership.
Yes.
Right. And really, really extreme self-ownership is what Richard talks about.
Yeah.
And this idea that self-ownership in that extreme sense can bring about that deep change. But it takes exactly what you're talking about to be able to bring about that change.
Mm-hmm. And that is an ongoing process. It's not a one and done thing.
No.
Much to all of our,
all of our dismay.
Yeah.
We are layers after all, right?
Only.
We are layers.
Yeah.
So, and
it's such a beautiful thing though, too, because, like you're talking about that work, right, of going into the heat, that pressure that's needed in order to make that change, and then that cooling, and then doing it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, and if you associate that with plunging into the water, being willing to go into the depths of our emotions, because that is part of overcoming the idea of being a victim.
Yeah.
And And so it shifts from just being okay with the way things have always been to having the pressure that things are just comfortable because I know this. It's not the best thing for me.
Right.
And that's where there's a lot of opportunity to be willing to go, huh, I've always done it this way. Why have I always done it this way? Is it time to reassess and to look at things again? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what Gerald is hearing. So, but I love the temperance card because there is so much beauty in this. Oftentimes it's about balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, yes. And the Archangel Gabriel is in the temperance card. There's a beauty in the balance of moving water from one chalice to another. And it's about being grounded and also having a foot on the earth and a foot in the water. It's about seeing the light and the day. It's about all of these amazing things, which I'm a big fan of multiplicity in the sense of, I can have all sorts of feelings all at once, and that's okay. And that's what makes me freaking amazing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So
You are.
Well, thank you.
So we have a few people to say hello to. We have Brenda here. Hello, beautiful soul. And we have Shem. Hey, Shem. Thanks for joining us. And we have Hershey, the shadow reader. Hello, hello. We have awesome chatters on here. We also have Debayan. And Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
Rachel.
Debayan, my apologies if I've mispronounced your name. I'm a mood Cancer. Tell me about it.
I'm a moody Cancer. Oh, it's not for you.
We are multifaceted gems for sure. Definitely.
Yes. Sure.
Well,
I love that.
Isn't that the beauty of the facets are when the light shines on us, it helps us to be able to reflect that out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that really works well with this gate 47, the idea of the alchemist. We've got to be able to be willing to make sure our surfaces are clean, whether it be a light dusting or a deep cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Sorry. I'm in a silly mood.
Really?
Yeah. Don't sound so surprised.
Good.
All good.
Ooh, Jonathan likes your necklace.
Oh, thank you. This is my tiger's eye. It has 24 tiger's eye on it. So
Beautiful.
It's nice.
Very nice.
Look at
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Crystalline energy, Hypnocity said. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and if you think about it too, right? Because we are made up of crystal. Right?
Well, and we're becoming even more silicone-based, right?
Right. And so this idea of multifaceted is all the way down to a cellular level.
Yep.
Right. And we talk about gene keys, these gates that are coming through, they're all parts of us. Right. When we look at it from a human design perspective, they're all in our design. Whether we have them defined or not, they're all a part of us. Right. And so how we use this energy and how we deal with all of the different facets of it is going to be unique to each of us. But the general overall energy of it flows through everybody. Right. And it is very collective in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the other part of that, when you think about, the crystals and reflection, because I'm looking and I have like the crystals in the window, right? And as the sun comes through and there's all these rainbows and everything, but also really paying attention to what energy it is we're allowing to come through us.
mm-hmm.
right? Because that is what's going to shine out.
Yeah.
This is coming to mind in terms of cards. Looking deeper. We're talking about multifaceted. And I always look at this as the gems of wisdom, right? Those crystals of crystalline wisdom. Deep within me is a majestic radiance. So we just need to unearth them. See, those are, well, actually, it looks like it's in water, so it's kind of like melting it. But, you know, there's that water thing again, the water symbolism, right? Emotions. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. That card, they were showing me that card. So,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, and it is a time of reflection too, right? So you think about water, and water has, you know, that reflective quality. So it is about our emotions, but it's also about our past, right? Because a lot of this energy is, I mean, whether it's karma or generational or even like just this lifetime stuff, it's about transmuting the past, right? And so really taking the time to reflect on what it is that is coming up for us, what some of these maybe patterns that we have or things that continually cycle through in our experience, and, you know, what are they trying to tell us? And what do we need to do with those messages?
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
introspection, transformation.
Yeah.
It's funny because one of the things as we were chatting and I was thinking about what energy I am experiencing right now, I'm experiencing the idea of assessing my energy and reassessing what I do with my energy. So I blame the transits on that.
Because we can.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Yeah. But very much it's been something that has been on my mind. And let's be honest, in 2 weeks, we have the equinox.
Yeah.
To where the things are, you know, we have the autumnal equinox here in the northern hemisphere and the vernal equinox in the southern hemisphere, which is light and dark in balance, day and night in balance. And so where are we assessing our energies to help guide us to what we want to do next? So
Yes. And having that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, because we can. Yeah.
Of course.
Water gives life and yet can take it too. Yeah.
Yes.
Water is way stronger than we give it credit for. I think. Right? I think we have dogs now.
Yes, we have dogs now. We have dogs now. And Tanis is awesome. And everybody who's watching should like and subscribe to make sure that they are fully giving credit, and they gain good karma with that. And don't forget to eat a healthy meal. Because, if you're not taking care of your body, you're not taking care of a gift from the divine. So how's that for pressure?
You channeled that from Jen?
But going, okay.
Here we go.
Taking care of your body, you're not taking care of the gift from the divine. Okay. So,
that was definitely channeled.
Yeah. So I pulled a card just because I rediscovered this deck, the Empty Cup Oracle.
Ooh, those are nice.
Yes, and the card I picked was Shooting Star. And what was really wonderful about this is this one's about wishes, clearly, and I'm thinking more about what we can control to make it easy as possible for the universe to be all like, whoa, you're so ready. Here you go. Here's all of it. And one of the things is what do you want so bad it hurts? That's when we go from that idea of complacency. Well, I've always done it this way, and shifting it to, oh, there's something more.
Yeah.
There's something more. So, and again, say your wishes out loud, people. It's really important.
That's why they call them spells.
Yep.
Because they're words. Words are powerful.
Yep.
We're sorry to hear that, Rachel.
Oh, Rachel.
Sending you love. And we're glad you're feeling better. Yeah. Good. And Jacqueline says, No pressure.
Yeah. None.
None.
But it is
Kaylee
pressure.
just says, wow.
Yeah. But it is pressure that makes crystals, right?
It is. Yeah. It's irritations that make pearls too.
Yes.
Right? That one grain of sand, we know how irritating that can be.
Yeah.
Those poor oysters.
Yes.
Hypnicity, I'm trying to find balance and not have expectations for specific outcomes. Yeah, isn't that hard? Not having expectations.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We're not actually picking cards today, Shem, for readings. This is more of a, we chat. So we will be doing that again. Jen and I do that once a month. Gerald does it often. So check out our different ones.
Yeah. I'm on something tonight.
Oh, there you go. So follow him. He'll do that for you.
And
yeah.
Her mouth isn't moving, but she's making gestures. So
well, it's like I don't know what side you're on, but one thing. You're on one of them. That's just,
He's on your side where your altar is. Point that way. Yep.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, I do the same thing. I know my mustache is on the side with Tanis, and you're on the other side.
Perfect.
So it's the funny things that we do.
It is.
So here's an interesting question. The stuff that, getting used to which side we're on, how does that relate to the transits and what we're exploring? Is that part of that?
Exploring our place in the world. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that energy thing?
Yeah. I also think it has to do with keep your head moving, keep your eyes open and looking around you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know where you are. Where is your place?
Yeah. And not presuming that you know, but being open to, and this is something we talk about all the time, asking for help and allowing yourself to be supported and being in a space that is, open to that.
And
Yes.
it's okay to not be okay.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And to really feel those feelings, because that's really how we work through them, right?
It is.
So allowing yourself to feel the feels.
Mm-hmm.
And acting on it is the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A lot of bleed through.
On the topics and the things that we've been talking about, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Everything is connected. That's that whole, you can't
It
make
is.
this stuff up, right? It all
Exactly.
comes together. Even the silly, goofy stuff.
Yep.
And talk about alchemy, you have to pay attention to all of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, she's talking about voices from beyond. So she's talking about, you're finding that your gifts are coming in a little stronger, is what you mean, Rachel, in terms of your clairaudience. That's cool.
Yes.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The trick is that, can we listen to them? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, right?
Yeah, and getting out of our own head long enough to
Yes.
be able to.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. So
We're in our way a lot, aren't we? We're in our own way. Fear creeps in and we get into our own way.
Yeah. Well, and even the idea of, the energy of oppression, right? Like, yes, there are things in the world that can be oppressive, but in our day-to-day lives, a lot of our oppression is coming from ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is our fear or programming or all of that stuff, right?
mm-hmm. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So this is interesting. She made a recording a few days ago playing violin. She listened back to it, and there were so many voices. It's on her website.
That's
Interesting.
great.
Do you want to post your website there, Rachel, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
take a look. I mean, we can all take a look at it after.
Mhm.
Sounds
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do we do a card or something? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We do a card. Oh, here's the website. RachelRoseHarbor.com.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Check it out, guys.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I think they're chatting a lot at the moment. The guides. I seem to
Rachel's or yours or all of them?
perhaps all of them. I'm feeling rather distracted.
Okay.
Oh, this is a big one. Do I believe I'm worthy?
Yeah. Do I believe I'm worthy? You are worthy, you are deserving, you are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life that you have dreamt. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. That's Maya Angelou. I guess that's the day. Today we're crowning, hey?
We're crowning today.
Not in the pregnancy kind of way. Let me grab mine.
We always have them close, folks.
Yeah. This is interesting because last month, or maybe 6 weeks ago, I did a show about worthiness with meeting Betsy Palmer, Hexa, and Hershey.
Yeah.
So why does that matter? Why is it important? It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, worthiness comes into everything, right? If we're standing in our way, often it's because we don't feel worthy of whatever that, let's say, reward is, right? Or we don't feel worthy enough to step into success in whatever venue or place that might be. Third time brought up today, chat in the morning. I brought it up in a chat this morning, and it came up in another afternoon, and now. Yeah. Crown Royals.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, and we talk about this idea of, wanting to create certain things within our experience, but do we actually feel worthy? Do we feel worthy to have joy, to have love, to have peace, to have harmony, to have all of these things that, are part of what we want in our experience? And are we willing to go through whatever it is we need to go through in order to truly find those things within ourselves?
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, K-Shade. Welcome. Apparently there is lots of chatter in the background.
Miles is one of her guides is talking to someone that is made of the element 109. Does the table go that high?
I don't think so, does it? I didn't do very well in chemistry.
Or like the elemental table.
Yeah, we definitely, there's some high vibration stuff happening galactically as well, right? K-Shade, this isn't for questions, actually. We have topics today. That's what we're working on today. So we are talking about worthiness.
Yeah. So the rest of the card, it just says, for a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? And then today's mantra, I am worthy of it all.
I like that.
And to answer the question, yes, the chemical element, I am going to mispronounce it, was discovered in 1982. It is that.
It's meternium. Meiternarium.
Meitnerium.
Oh,
And Catherine just put it in there. Thank you, Catherine.
so did
Apparently,
Jonathan.
it's extremely radioactive synthetic.
Hi, Catherine. Nice to have you. Awesome.
Interesting.
I'm hearing
Worthiness
voices.
is the only way my guides want me to see myself as. That's a good way to see yourself, as worthy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you guys hearing whispers? I'm hearing whispers.
I'm trying to keep, I always point over here. I'm trying to keep them in order in the stadium that they have now occupied, that they have filled. And I'm like, I have not asked to speak with you. And if I do, you will have one spokesperson for all of you. Figure it out.
Yes.
So.
Well, sometimes it does get to be a little too much. And it's so much.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of whispering today. It's a thing.
So I wonder about that idea of worthiness, and there's I wonder why do we think we are not worthy? When does that start?
When we're very young, right?
Very, very young.
We aren't worthy of love if we get ignored.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the moment that we have to abide by something outside of ourselves in order to be accepted, loved, part of any of that, right? It begins to diminish that innate self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, okay. So, because that idea of worthiness then also has to, does it also relate to our uniqueness and what we have as strengths and our natural abilities? Is a sort of a gateway thing? Does our sense of worthiness, it relates directly to our self-esteem or to our esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And part of our esteem is knowing what we have that we're, I said one at a time, that lines us up and puts us in energy with that which is natural for us, or that excites us.
Yeah, I think that the problem that comes up is the moment that we attribute that to anything outside of ourselves, it becomes conditional.
Mm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? And so, we look at it and we look at these core beliefs that come up for us. And, if I'm only worthy when I've put a condition on it, if I have this ability, if I have this belief, if I can do this thing, if I can show up in this way, if I can provide this thing, right? Whatever that condition is, the moment that we put it on there, we no longer have just innate worth. I am worthy because I am, period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and our whole school system is based on, like, do this and get a judgment, right? It's all about judging each other right from the start. They judge our teaching. The teachers get judged. The students get judged on their performance. And you're not good enough if you're not getting A's and B's, right? Otherwise, you're not good enough. And then we get told that at very young ages. So that certainly impacts our sense of worthiness, I would say, as well. Or even younger.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're not good enough if you're not listening to mommy and daddy.
Interesting.
So when we don't when we don't comply to what the collective society expects of us, we're told we're not worthy. We're not right. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And that's usually, like, it's not always, but often that takes away our individuality, which is where our gifts and our uniqueness is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and not even in so many words. And somebody may have never even said to you, you're not worthy. But the moment that you felt a disconnect because you didn't show up the way somebody else expected you to, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Often we don't get told that. It's always like an energetic sort of feeling, like a disconnect or a wall that comes up, right? And so if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, there's going to be this wall of energy that comes up. So we feel it in a deep way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome.
She said autocorrect. It's awe. She said,
yeah. Well, and this is the piece, right, about owning that worthiness, because it is connected to our self-esteem and it is connected to how we interact with one another, right? Because if we doubt it, then we hold back. We are not allowing ourselves to be authentic and we're not having true connections, right? The moment that we go, oh, maybe I'm not that worthy, right? But if we can begin, again, this is that transmutation process, because the moment that we're in this space of I'm not worthy, I've oppressed myself, right? And my authenticity and my ability to honor who I am in this moment, right? And so then how do we transform that? How does transmutation happen? And again, this is that piece of going within, right? As you were talking about earlier with, the transits and everything, is this ability to go within, because as long as I'm using my sense to go out to find it, it will always fall short. It will never be enough. It will never be okay. Not fully, not 100%. But if I can go in and find that, everything I need is there, right? And this is that alchemy piece of I can truly transform this, but I have to hold space for all the parts of me.
Yeah. It's accepting also the parts that we are told are not good enough, right? Accepting them as part of us and a beautiful part of us.
Yeah.
Even if they don't meet everybody else's expectations or even our own.
Yeah. Whew.
Heavy topic. There's a lot of energy right now.
It's an important topic. It's a heavy topic, and we need to. I'm a big fan of normalizing the fact that we need to talk about this stuff, make it okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And it also this reminds me of that sense of people who are saying, "Oh, I'll never find." People are told you will never find love unless you love yourself, and I think that is incorrect. You are lovable just the way you are. Period. What you have to be able to learn and explore is that allowing that someone loves you just the way you are and what that feels like. Because they love you, you don't know what that feels like.
Yeah.
And so they still love you. You don't know how to process that or how to make that make sense to you. You can't speak that language. So it's awkward. It's like, what the heck is this? So it just reminds me of that, is that idea of some people say, oh, I'm not lovable until I love myself. Well, that's crap.
Yeah.
Because we're lovable anyway.
Yes, you're lovable just exactly as you are, because there's, that's because how you are. And so it just reminds me of that sense of being, that feeling of worthiness sometimes people can tell us things that can help our esteem, which will then can support our feeling of worthiness.
Mm-hmm.
But I am thinking about what you said, Jen, is I need to go in to find my sense of worthiness. If I can go in and find it, great, I'm set. If I have to go outside of me, things might be a little lopsided.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. And
But
even
we do
just
learn. We learn from what we get reflected back to us, though, as well, right? So we
For
can learn
sure.
where to look for something.
Yeah, but if we continue to look for it outside,
Inside,
it
I
will
mean.
fall short.
So if
Yeah.
somebody's mirroring something back to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they love this part of you, then it gives you, so somebody loves whatever, how you cook. Then you can look inside of yourself and say, yes, okay. Do I love that? Yes. Okay, cool. So that's what I mean by you can look inside to find that as well. So it's not just an external thing. You are actually looking inside, and it just gives you a direction to kind of start to do the work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, right? This idea of, being lovable and just that, right? I'm not lovable in terms of like, you can love me and cuddle me and whatever. I'm lovable just because I am that which is lovable. Like, does that make
Yes.
sense? Like, I'm not,
Yes.
right?
Sure.
Like, changing it from, an action that's, you can love me, lovable, to just being, the noun, that which is lovable, right? Like, and being able to hold space for that. And I had a conversation actually with somebody recently about that idea of, love, and do I need to love myself in order to love another, was the way that we had the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Right. And it's a really interesting thing to consider, because if I don't feel worthy, if I don't feel lovable, am I always looking to that love that I'm giving to fulfill something that I feel I'm lacking?
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
And so it's not to say that we can't love and that we can't be loved. We most definitely can. But to your point, Gerald, to understand the true, full essence of what that is in that moment, if there's no condition on it, that's when we're going to feel it to the depths of it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've got some awesome comments here.
Mm-hmm.
We're all worthy of being loved because we are love incarnate.
Yes.
We all have that beautiful energy of love in our heart space that we brought down with us, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's all through, but we like to think of it in the heart space.
Yes.
And she says this, she loves this topic. It's inspiring and hopeful.
Oh, wonderful.
We need to speak out more often, especially when our voices shake.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Confidence is the strongest, purest way to wear worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Many of us have had this happen.
Yeah.
Right? You've been stifled.
Yeah.
You're not worthy of speaking. You're not worthy of being heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It means that person wasn't worthy of hearing what you had to say.
That's
right?
right.
They didn't have the capacity in that moment to be there for you, right? It doesn't mean that your worth is not there, right? But this is that part where the moment that it is now dictated by the other, we take the hit, right? And then we begin to believe that about ourselves, especially as kids, when it's parents and teachers and friends and all of that growing up. It compounds,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, that's the deep work, is to go back in and go, okay, right? I need to hold that space for my inner child to begin to heal this.
Yeah.
Right? Because whether it was shown to me or not, I am worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say that's definitely something that I have, worked with in terms of development. Lots more to do, but I think it's important to know everybody has their version of worthiness and where they're at in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yes. Everybody sip.
Think we need to ground the energy? Is that what you're saying, Gerald?
You can sip.
I just think it's a good way to give us an opportunity to incorporate
Mm-hmm.
and to allow that energy to go, I need to be right here in the body. I'm going to follow that little trail.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
So,
Yeah.
so I am curious because we're all hearing whispers or something. I mean, are you hearing whispers in conversation, Jen, that isn't on the 3D plane?
Always.
Okay. Well, and some people in the chat were also mentioning that. I find it very interesting, or what I am curious about is what would happen if we listened to those voices and tried to pull in what they were trying to say to us or to say to each other. Maybe they're saying something to each other, and we've been privy to having that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious about that as you're watching this. Think about that. If you're starting to hear lots of, whispers or mumblings, I would be curious as to what would those things be saying? What are they saying, and to whom are they speaking? Are they speaking to each other? Are they trying to give you a message? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check to see if my box was on, because all the peps and spirits in the room area around. Yeah.
Because isn't that an interesting idea? Is if they're speaking to each other, what are they saying? I'm just like, Gerald's mind can be blown for, these things. So
Yeah.
let's discuss this morning is if you don't feel worth of whatever it is, just take a first step. Don't feel worthy of love. Just open your heart to the idea. It gets the energy moving. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because good can be scary sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what we were talking about earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
That forging.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes we have to forge in order to create change. Oh, there's two ladies on her right talking about a gray cat. Gray and white cat.
Gray and white cat.
Gray and white cat. Cool. Does that resonate with anyone?
Not particularly. Hi, Maria is grateful.
Hi, Maria.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember too that, there are going to be certain things that we are privy to because we're meant to get a message from it. And then there's certain things that we're going to hear that have nothing to do with us and don't apply and aren't part of our reality. And so, part of this work and part of this going inside is going to help us to have that discernment as well. to be able to know what's for us and what isn't, what messages to take, what messages to let go of, right? And this is coming from, the mental health practitioner side of me that deals with intrusive thoughts and things like that can also come in that way. And so being really mindful about, is what is being discussed something that's serving me or not, right? And if it's not, then it's thank you, no thank you.
Yeah.
Those are very wise words.
Definitely, yeah. Discernment.
Very wise words.
Very important.
Very wise words, yeah.
And we had our
5-minute.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Catherine said my childhood cat Bubbles. And the Hypnicity said I had a cat named Cinders. She was gray and white.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And this was asked, are they on the other side? And this particular cat has a birthmark on its face of a circle. Cool.
So just as we are talking about worthiness coming from within and owning that for ourselves, right? And the transit right now is extreme self-ownership and taking hold of that in the transit. Today's action to go home with, don't blame others for your feelings.
You can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. Every week it's like this. And I swear, she shuffles.
That one actually flew out of the deck and across my desk.
Oh, there you go.
I went, oh, okay, that one. All right. So the energy is really, really telling us to take that look inside. Mm-hmm. So here we go.
Here's our home play.
Mm-hmm. Don't blame others for your feelings. In the spirit of conflict, it is easy to see the folly of another person's actions. It is not so easy to see your own foolishness. Take responsibility for your actions, grandchild. What are you feeling? And how have you made those feelings someone else's fault? Your feeling body is sacred and cannot be handed over to another. Now, this is emotions and worth. This goes both ways, right? It is yours alone to experience and learn from. Have you rejected a part of yourself that is showing up in another? The Sacred Mother is the carrier of rejected parts. You can help lessen her burden by taking back yours. Another person may be the catalyst for your hurtful experience, but no other person is able to make you feel something. You are the sole creator of your inner world. If you feel wronged, explore how you wronged yourself or your boundaries. If you feel abused, find out in what ways you abuse yourself. The scenario will not be exactly as you see it outside yourself, grandchild. Trust that there is a key or a teaching in your projection that leads to a greater understanding of who you are.
Deep.
Very.
I'm just like going, this needs to be on the playback list to watch this show again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. I very rarely get a loss for words. Right?
Monday, September 9th, 2024, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Janice was at a loss for words.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's such a beautiful, empowering, and amazing transformation to actually take that full ownership right, of how we feel and how we're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is the 9-9 portal. This is why. I'm going to blame it on the date. I know I'm supposed to do radical accountability, but
Isn't it funny though that we started off the show talking about how we can blame other things for all of this stuff, and the entire show is on how do I take accountability for myself and my worthiness and all my stuff. I love it.
And I like what Shem said. Why not, Tanis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it does affect our energy, right? These things. So I know I don't think we're blaming necessarily on it. I think it's just it's a factor in the environmental piece that we need to be aware of.
It is also that part of when the laughter adjusts the vibration. And so I know in my family, we laugh, and oftentimes as a way to just get back into our bodies and to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. It's not it's not about the idea of being disrespectful. It's just like it's like taking a breath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, let's reset. So.
Mm-hmm.
So Shem's asking us to talk a little bit about the 9-9 portal. So we can do maybe a quick comment about it. It's certainly an interesting one, right? Because numerologically, it is definitely a 9-day. So that's all about completion. So we're completing a bunch of cycles today. And that means starting into new stuff. So that's all about the transits that Jen was talking about. And that does embody like what we're going into in terms of that. So the portal is appropriate for the transits and stuff.
So much so.
Yeah.
Right, we're looking at heart healing. We're looking at, spiritual evolution. And that's exactly what the energy of the transits are and everything that we're dealing with. So
Absolutely.
I just did a show today on my channel about portals and vortexes or vortices. Mm-hmm. This was scheduled a month ago without me realizing that it was a 9-9 portal day.
Perfect.
So, and one of the takeaways with that is, a portal is the idea. It's a doorway. It's something that you can walk through, and it's usually something grand. When you think about portals, I would encourage people to pay attention to those things that show up, because what is it that you can go? I mean, it's a transformation. It's at some level. It's like when you get married, that's a significant transformation. When you graduate, it's a significant transformation. And so, I think these are key things, and pay attention to those nuances of how you are walking through, and you're walking through those with a choice. How am I going to be on the other side of that? What am I taking? So,
yeah.
So.
Perfect.
I mean, think about giraffes, platypus. I mean, come on.
Exactly. And that's just here on Earth, right?
Yeah, there you go.
We got all sorts of fun stuff elsewhere as well. So,
yeah.
Yes, it would be a great day for a rite of passage, right?
Absolutely.
Well, and it's beautiful, like this energy of releasing like ancestral, traumas, really, and releasing, karmic issues that we carry forward. Like that is all this energy right now. So you talk about completion, right, Tana? That piece, and it's it's like, what do I need to release? What do I need to say goodbye to? What do I want to not carry anymore?
Yeah. What do I want
to step into what I do want?
Yeah. We want to release stuff so that we bring in what we do want. Right. So Beautiful. Yeah. So we've actually kind of come to the, well, after the hour, actually. So
I blame the transits.
Okay. Me too.
There you go.
Yes, it does. It's been an interesting energy. I do find that we're sort of changing into all of that magical energy at this time. So
yes.
It's been nice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Gerald, what have you got coming up?
Tomorrow I am
sorry. All right. I'll do that.
I will take it. I will take it. I embrace
I got big shoulders. I'm good. And us.
Yes.
Oops. And us. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm doing readings with the Mystic Four tonight at the top of next hour. I am doing that Laugh and Learn about silence tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to that with Betsy, Hershey, and Hexa. So we'll be interested to see what you think of that. So yeah, just like and subscribe because you'll be in the know.
Yeah, makes it easy to find everything and be.
Yep.
Absolutely. Very good. Jen, do you want to share our news?
Yeah. So this Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern. It is 1, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, it's 1. It's a joint venture.
Tanis and I are doing the introduction to the Light Warriors, the Peacekeepers of the Light program.
Yes.
So we are going to be launching it finally. It's only been several years in the making. Yeah. But we have been told it is time. Get your act together and get it out there. And so that is what is happening.
In no uncertain terms. Michael can be quite insistent.
And so that is this Saturday, and it's going to be, we'll go through everything that's going to be included in the course, but it's going to be everything from what we talked about today, what it is that we need to do to go inside to do the transformational work for ourselves, and also giving you tools and all kinds of resources for dealing with the energies as they come outside as well.
Because
so
we have varying energies in this.
So this is an introduction to it, and how do they find out about it?
TwillowLifestyle.ca.
Okay.
If you go to the events, you can sign up there. And I've also posted on Facebook, so there's one on there.
Very nice.
It's a 2-year program, everyone. So it's a longer program. And yes, Hershey will talk about that as well on Saturday because it's like a monthly subscription in terms of cost. Okay. And
Yeah. And the thing on Saturday is free to join.
It is. Yeah. Saturday is free.
To find out all about the program and all of that. It's open to whoever wants to come. So you've got questions. You don't have to just try to find them online. Come join us Saturday if you can, and you'll get all the information and questions answered and all of that jazz.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you can't make it and you want the video, we're going to record it. So reach out to me, Tanis at TwillowLifestyle.ca, and I can hook you up. I was going to be like, how am I going to share that? I'm going to hook you up. Yeah. Usually through Google Docs, but yeah.
There you go.
So that's our big thing this coming weekend. And I'm looking forward to that. What else have we got going on? I don't know what else we have going on. What else have we got going? Oh, I have a Reiki share. So for people that are in town in Ottawa, I have the Enlightenment Evening tonight at 7, which is coming soon. And I have also a Reiki share. So if you have taken a, she said she always needs a hookup. I don't think I was quite talking about that kind of hookup. Maybe. So we also have a Reiki share. So if you're a Reiki practitioner and you want to just come by and share with people, that's on the twillowlifestyle.ca as well. That's on Friday night at 7. And then you can come back and join us here next week. Right? Twillow Talk again.
Yeah,
every Monday. Always on Monday.
Monday. How that happens. Generally at 5 o'clock or somewhere really close
somewhere
to
in
that.
there. Yeah, usually. And I'm just looking because we actually have a guest next week.
Ooh.
I want to make sure I've got the right ones in the right order because we have a few this time coming up. We have D Rose coming up.
Yay, D.
So she's coming on next week. And then we have Alana Green, September 23rd. And then on October 7th, we have Marianne Savino. And then we have Gerald back again on October 14th.
Wow.
Awesome.
So we have a great lineup for the next month. There's a couple times when Jen and I are on by ourselves, but otherwise.
With all of you, which makes it awesome.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, definitely. So, so we've got lots of great guests, all beautiful, powerful women in their own right and in their own practices. And it'll be lots of fun to delve in.
Love that.
And we thank all of you for coming to share your energy and your humor and lightening and brightening our day with all of your love. And so we just want to send you all love and light. And we'll do our hearts again.
Thank you.
Sending it to you. I don't have the magic ones. I just have a heart.
They're magic. They're still magic.
Yeah.
It's always magic.
It's good. It's just a different one.
Yes.
It's all good. So come back and see us.
Bye.
He's got hearts getting away from him. Thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place. See you soon.